You and I both love pickup artists. We both like I don't goof on them particularly on the channel or anything like that, but I do find the whole like, especially like I have a real like what's the word? No, kitsch appreciation of
Hmm.
like mystery era like pickup
Yep.
artistry, and I'm a big fan of that VH1 pickup artist series. Whenever
Yep.
I find like a version of it, it's very fucking funny. There was a recent video actually, More Plates, More Dates, that actually did a breakdown of it, but also like Moist Critical Charlie,
Yeah.
he,
I
he
fucking.
did
Yep. Yep.
he did a breakdown of this, like someone went into a pickup artist meeting in like Vegas and like videoed it, and this guy had like a 10-foot mohawk, like colored purple and
I
shit.
respect that.
And one of the guys was dressed like the Milady memes. I swear to God, they had like a top hat and shit.
With
And
the
like,
top hat. Yeah.
yeah, like I was just like, you can't, like, how are you wearing that? Like, I don't understand. Oh my God. Anyway, so I just want to ask you, like, what is your favorite term from pickup artistry? What is your favorite PUA
Oh
lingo?
god.
They have a lot of like, they have a lot of super like cool sounding like terminology, and like, yeah, they just love making it sound so much cooler than it is. That's what they're really good for.
I guess the first caveat I'll give is that I don't hate pickup artists. I want to make that fucking clear. Like there are plenty of good pickup artists out there. Girls Chase is a decent dude. There was this guy in Melbourne that I used to know called Chris something, and he was just like legit. All the same shit that we talked about. Like he wasn't weird. He just said like you got to improve yourself and go out and talk to girls. So there's plenty of pickup artists that are just out there talking to women, and I will always respect that. There's some in the middle who delve into the lingo a little too much and they get a little nerdy about it, but they're still out there doing the right shit. They're playing the numbers game. They're talking to women, good. And then there's the ones at the exact opposite end who care more about the lingo than anything else. They have all the terms. They just spout off like 500 different acronyms, and you have no idea what the fuck they're talking about. And like, I don't even think women know what they're talking about when they talk to them and shit. Those are the ones that we goof on. So we goof on the extreme ones. I want to make that clear. As
I'd
for
also say
my
I'd also say for lingo as well, the red pill's gotten just as bad on the lingo
the
front
red pill is
too.
so bad for lingo, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, go ahead with your favorite terms. Come on, I want to hear these.
So my least favorite is probably because I just hate the concept itself. Negging. It's just the dumbest. Like it's so easy for me to criticize that and shit on. It's the easiest target. Negging is the if you were ever gonna pick apart like extreme pickup artists, negging is where you'd start. The whole concept of a neg is you insult a girl essentially, but you do it as like a backhanded compliment. So all that does is screen in girls who are too dumb to realize you just backhandedly insulted them, or their self-esteem or their confidence or whatever is low enough that they wouldn't call you out on it and be like, what the fuck is wrong? Did you just insult me? Like they're basically passive or submissive, or they don't have the self-esteem to say something. That's who you're screening in by negging. You're also setting it off to as this weird, like you're starting off from this beginning stage of like combative you versus me. Let's like we're at war together. I'm going to insult you and you're just going to be too dumb to know that I insulted you, and I'm going to take you down a peg. Why would you want to have sex with someone that you don't respect? And if you're insulting a girl, you don't respect her. If you're negging her, you don't respect her. If you think the only way you can fuck her is by insulting her, then you don't respect yourself, because you don't think that you're up here good enough to have sex with her just being normal. So it's this weird sort of like game. It's just so fucking strange to me. I would just never understand the concept of like insulting someone in order to fuck them. And it seems to be a very common. I've seen it in old movies as well, like movies from the 50s. I've seen guys negging girls. Like here's a good example: Some Like It Hot, the Marilyn Monroe movie. The guy like negs the fuck out of Marilyn Monroe, just like 10 negs in a row, just basically calling her a dumb bitch.
Yeah, that's
And
like a
it's like,
Hollywood trope, though, isn't it? The whole like they don't like each other
yeah, it
and they get
is.
together thing. That's like a little
Yeah,
bit more like rom-com romantic
yeah,
tropes.
yeah.
I know you love Kino as well. I know you're a big fan of like the. Imagine changing the word, like imagine going from like touching girls to Kino. I think Mystery came up with it, but like the idea that it's because he's a magician and like he wanted to come up with like
Yeah,
stuff that sounded like magic. I
yeah.
think. I guess there's like kind of a creepy aspect of like the word of like saying touching girls, so that they wanted to come up with something that was like a little bit more like undercover version. But fucking hell, Kino, like Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The point of lingo in any community is to ostracize outsiders intentionally. That is the purpose of if you go and look up lingo or jargon, that is the actual purpose. That's why we use jargon.
Yeah,
we're a tribal species. We use jargon so that you can immediately know who's in the tribe and who's not. It's a very shorthand way of knowing, oh, these guys are in the same tribe as me. We've all read the same books. We're all on the same page. I can trust these guys. And so there is a benefit to using jargon. But here's what I would say. Do you, as much as I push communities and like having friends and wingmans and people that you go out and hit on girls with together and like building a support network, do you want to foster a situation in which you're niche and weird and like outsiders? And I know some guys want that, but the vast majority of guys just want to be able to get laid without it feeling awkward and weird and creepy. The vast majority of guys wish that sex was just normal.
It runs so counter to like our community and like what we want, because Chris and Good Looking Loser, the whole point was you want to become the cool, good looking guy that girls actually want.
Yes.
And it runs so fucking counter to that, to talk like an absolute fucking like weirdo. I was going to say something worse than that, but
yeah,
like for me personally, I fucking, there's things that aren't even fully jargon that start annoying me. The one that's getting really on my nerves is rotation. Whenever I hear someone say they want a fucking rotation, like and like plates as well. Plates annoys me.
plates is cute.
The absolute
like
worst one is harem. Whenever I hear someone say the fucking word harem,
everyone says the word harem,
and I'm just like,
I get emails with that word all the time.
Are you like? That's genuinely makes me think they're autistic when they say that. Like, are you? Oh my god! Like, you vision yourself as like a Roman emperor. Like, and like, are you fucking serious? Like, and like when guys say rotation, it makes them like, they think they sound like some kind of like top level player or something like that. Being like, I've got like a Rolodex
but what's
of
the
girls.
alternative? I guess that's I'll play devil's advocate here. What's the alternative? Like what should,
I'm seeing several girls at once at the moment. I'm dating casually. Like girls.
Yeah, that's how I. That's
most
how I
girls
say it,
have.
How
fucking,
should a newbie?
Most hot girls have rotations of guys. They wouldn't fucking say I've got a rotation.
Yes.
They just say I'm dating. Just say I'm dating right now. You know what I mean? I'm single.
Yeah.
When a girl says she's single, she means she's seeing several guys. That's basically like what that kind of means. And like you're just a guy doing that version as a guy. Like don't fucking make it weird and pretend you're some kind of like CEO of sex who's got like everything like diaried up, and you've got Monday, Tuesday, when your girls are just called Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. You absolute fuck. It sounds a little bit sociopathic to me when I hear guys say that kind of shit.
But is this not a necessary step? Like
being autistic, that is a necessary step in this process.
Because at the start you don't have a word to describe the thing. You don't have a concept in your mind. It seems so foreign that only a weird word could describe it. Like the concept of being able to sleep with multiple girls at once, to most guys is so weird. They can't just say like, oh, fucking multiple girls at once, because it's weird. They're like a harem. They need a word for it because it's a foreign concept. It's almost like a different language. It's only when you actually get there and you sleep with a lot of girls at once that you just call it, oh, I'm just seeing a few girls, or I have a few girls I'm seeing. It only becomes normal once you've actually done it.
I feel like I don't see that stuff coming from the guys that succeed though as well. I feel like there's like, it breaks the like.
Sure, you're not confirmation biasing.
There might be some of that, but it breaks like the whole like humility thing to see guys like talking like that unless they've made it. The guys who haven't, guys who are like coming in being like, oh, I want a rotation of girls or whatever, like a rotation of like whatever, of like hot HB9, whatever the fuck they say. I'm just like, I'm already putting a marker on you and saying you probably won't like grind it out in the start because you've got like, I don't know. It's one of those warning signs I see when guys have got these like slightly, I don't want to say, I'm not saying, there's no way of me wording this because I just, if I was going to summarize it, I want guys to be cool and normal. Is that my desire is for guys to like fucking talk like normal guys, and like,
I guess I never just saw it as that big a problem. Like
yeah,
for me personally,
it's not a huge problem.
We're
sort of like jokingly talking about jargon we don't like and like terms we don't like. And I've just, you know what? I prefer spinning plates to this. Actually, I kind of don't mind that
like
one.
Fucking girls.
Yeah,
dating girls.
Like if I was ranking it, there's like a few things where I'm just like, because I see the one that annoys me about harem is I see it in like dating coaches like copy, you know, like trying to sell their services and shit. They're like, do you want to grow a harem? I'm just like, who the fuck are you? Like, what the fuck is that, man? That's aimed at someone who is like. Who has
but is that not a shorthand way of marketing?
Yeah, no. I mean,
don't you want to sort of build up?
It's just copy. Yeah. But like
if you downplay it, it's less marketable. Like I think sometimes I wonder if the way I talk is less marketable because I just say like, I'll do a podcast and I'll say, oh, my girlfriend and I slept with another girl today, rather than saying like, we brought in another, fuck buddy, or like using any terms.
Threesome rotation. I've heard threesome rotation before. If you use
talk like that.
If you use the phrase threesome rotation, you would get more play probably, like than if you said
That's what I mean. Because
like,
there are searchable terms that people search for, and the fact that I downplay it is probably doing. No, I'm not going to change.
You do what
I don't give a fuck.
You're doing what Chris did though. You're fucking normalizing it. Your whole shtick for me is that you normalize it and make it.
Of course, and that's my intention.
Yeah.
That's because I don't want. I've talked about this with BDSM. I don't want there to be a barrier to entry to do what I do. I want any random Joe to be able to like walk in off the street and go like, hey, I'm going to do what Andy did because he's saying it's very easy. The same way that I got you to start talking to girls in person. I was like, just do this, just go up and talk to them. I showed you and you're like, oh, that's easy. I didn't tell you like the lingo you have to learn, or hey, make sure you talk to a HB9 while IOIing her, and like all that kind of shit. I normalized it, and I've done that intentionally because I think you do people a disservice if you use too much jargon. Sure, I agree with you on that. Like, you are just making it harder to get into, because now they need a fucking thesaurus to even know what you're talking about. And I tell you who's really bad for this, Black Dragon blog. And I love the guy to bits. He's one of my favorite authors, but holy shit does he use a lot of like acronyms, and he has a thesaurus. He has a glossary on his webpage. The fact that you need a glossary is the fucking, like, what are you doing? Why do you need a glossary? Just use normal phrasings. You're making it harder.
He's incredibly self-referencing as well. Yes. It's like, yeah. And like,
people do that so they look like the expert. Because the more acronyms you use, the more of an expert you look like you are.
I'm always looking for, like, to be fair, I am looking for new ways to describe stuff. Like, we really need to update the concept of edge, because like it's got too much of a. Like,
I just say sex appeal.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It's the quickest way of saying what we're talking about. People understand sex appeal.
People do understand sex appeal. They just don't associate it with men. So it's like in the same way that they do.
You can say like masculinity. You can say bad boy vibes. You can
say yeah. I wish I could just say edgy and everyone understands that, but apparently that's like the most memed like thing now. And just like, it's like annoying that the internet never dies and that just kind of kills all of the stuff.
Yeah, but if you say edge, edgy is a different word to edge.
Yeah, up your edge, that's like the basic principle.
Yeah.
That's good. Well, that was a good discussion. That got very serious. It was meant to be like the lighthearted segment. Yeah, it's been fun. Thank you for showing up to my channel and talking to me about...
You are very welcome.
...all the things we talked about. Yeah, peace out, guys. That's my alarm. See you next time.